just back in from Brentford. This is your international fan reaction for that 1-1 draw.
Hey Dave, Wolfman Jeff here on the porch here in Chattanooga. Not enough. Slight improvement, but still not quite enough. Saw some things maybe slowly gelling, but for as much talent as we have, we should be playing much better. I think it's a deserved point, and we didn't deserve any more than 1 point. I'm upset with Costa for that move. It was foolish, and it was unnecessary. And not only did he have to leave the game, which thankfully we didn't lose the game, but we don't have a striker for the next 3 games. And so we're not going to get him back, I think, until maybe New Year's Eve. So I know there's a World Cup break in between now and then, but we got 2 more matches. We need him in there, and he's not there. So our issues are still hitting at us. So we'll see what we could do, keep the ship from not sinking any more than it has. Looking forward to the World Cup break, just because we need a break, and hopefully we're going to get some of our players back and get a coach in. Right now we're just kind of floating out there on the edge of oblivion, but slight improvement. Wolfman Jeff on the porch, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, hi, this is Chris from today, Lillehammer in Norway. I'm just taking a break at a cabin and watched the game, and I thought actually, although the first half was absolute gash as we all saw, and I thought it was going to be in keeping with the previous 3 or 4 months. I actually think we were loads better second half. It's actually given me something to hang on to that. Not least the fact that we managed to score so soon after conceding. Of course, when we conceded, I just thought, oh, that's it again, that's done. In fact, I actually said it. So it was a pleasant surprise. We could have won that game. We could have won. A point away from home at Brentford is not a bad point. It's a point close to safety. This season is all about safety. It's not about anything else at all. That's what it's all about this time. I thought the application was much better today. If you look back at what I and many others said last week after the performance against Leicester, it was application and it was effort that was missing. No doubt about it, everyone said it, and we saw it with our own eyes. Today, you can't level that at them. They really were trying hard today. Now, some of the quality, particularly first half, it just wasn't there. They're struggling for confidence, but you saw after we scored, you know what? Maybe something's beginning to come back. I'm always going to be on the optimistic side. I don't think this team will get relegated. Appoint a manager soon, and this team will be fine because of the quality that's in the squad. However, you see confidence is low, and you also see, but after we got a little bit of positivity with the goal, and it'd be good to return. Look, I honestly think this team will be all right, but we can't afford anything else like Leicester last week. This was better. This gives us something to hang on to. 1-1 draw is quite acceptable today, but we need to appoint a manager soon. Otherwise, it's going to be very up and down. We're going to have Leicester-type performances because the guy who's the boss isn't really a boss, is he? And the players know that. It's human nature. That's the way it works. Brentford won.
We're on Brighton, Thailand, so you could probably say we stopped the rot. We got 1-1 draw with Brentford. The first half I thought it was just stop-start all the time. The referee kept on sort of like blowing up a fouls. He booked Sommat in the first minute. You just beg the question why. Pedence was later on. Nothing was really much created, and other than Pedence had a chance about 5 or 6 minutes, and when Nunes went off with a shoulder injury, first touch Moutinho was deflected wide, but the second half was a far better performance. We went to sleep at the corner. They had 3 men against 2. The ball was crossed, and me sort of like bent his leg round and put it in the back of the net. but within like 2 minutes we'd gone down the other end, crossed by Bueno, which went to Traore, back out to Semedo. I think Boubacar Traore done with it, and Neves does what he does. We had chances to actually win it. I suppose they did as well. My man of the match was Hugo Bueno in the performance. Because we got a draw, I'd give it a 7. Go again next week. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Hey Dave, Dave and New York Wolves here, coming to you from Saratoga in Northern California. It's nice and sunny, but it's a little chilly, let me tell you. Point away to Brentford. I'll settle for that, especially with ending the match with 10 men. It's not a horrible result. It would have been nice to push on and get the 3 points, obviously. And I thought once we equalised, and it was great that we equalised really quickly after they scored. I thought we were the better team and we had more chances, but as has been the case this season, we just couldn't put any away. Costa did look lively. Unfortunately, at the end, he looked a little lively in all the wrong ways. And it feels like we've got all of the drama and petulance of Diego Costa without any of the goals, which is not exactly a good deal for us. So I assume he's now out until after the World Cup, because he'll get presumably a 3-game ban for that. Can't really complain. He lowered his head, and with all the cameras in stadiums today, I don't think he was ever going to get away with that. So all in all, a really much improved performance over last week. Not that that's hard. I think last week was just terrible. The number of times, I think I lost count of the number of times Kilman gave the ball away, let alone everybody else. And I think today we were really solid at the back. Bueno looks like a fantastic player, really good defensively, very exciting going forward. I think, Adama had a couple of moments, again, a little bit of a quiet game from him. Boubacar Traore looks like a really good presence in midfield. He won the ball back a lot of times and started some attacks as well. So he's a good player. I hope Nunes is a short-term injury. We can't be losing first teamers anymore. So hopefully that's just a tweak of his shoulder and he'll be back next week. So all in all, pretty decent performance. Certainly deserved a point, if not more. And I think the whole goal for me was to see a much better performance than last week, and we got that. And we got a point. We moved up a place. At least until Leeds play. So not a bad weekend. We're almost in a sort of hunker down mode until the World Cup, when hopefully we can start getting some signings in January, get some injured players back, and a new manager in, etc. So not too disappointed, and on to the next one.
Thanks everyone that's sent in today. Leave your thoughts on their opinion in the comment section below. Until then, always Wolves.